Today we're going to make a crispy, thin chickpea flour pizza crust. And I'm going to show you 3 different ways that you can top the pizza. This pizza crust is excellent because it contains a lot of plant-based protein from the chickpea flour, and it is no rise as well. All right, so let's get started. The first step that you're going to want to do is preheat your oven to 450 degrees. And I'm also going to pull out a round baking sheet. You can also pull out a pizza stone if you have it. And I'm going to lightly spray it with a little bit of olive oil. I've got a round baking sheet. Okay. A little light spray, just so that it does not stick. Okay, I'm going to just toss this aside for now until the oven is ready. We've got our dough made. All right, and then we're going to mix all of our dry ingredients in a large bowl. There's chickpea flour and a little bit of all-purpose flour. I like to buy this Unbleached All-Purpose Flour just so that I can retain as much nutrients as possible. And you are more than welcome to try a gluten-free baking mix. I have not done that yet, but if you do, please let us know in the comments if it worked out. And basically, you'll essentially have a gluten-free pizza. So for the garbanzo bean flour, and just so you know, garbanzo and chickpea, same thing. I'm not really sure why there are 2 names for it, but you might find chickpea flour at the store, and you might also find garbanzo bean flour. Same thing, doesn't matter. So we're doing a cup and a quarter of this. Okay, and then we're going to do a cup and a half of the all-purpose flour. I like to mix this pizza crust with all-purpose because I'm confident that all-purpose is going to have enough of that gluten protein to help hold the pizza dough together when I'm spreading it out thin on the table here. Also, garbanzo bean flour doesn't taste super awesome and great, so that's another reason to mix it with a different flour. All right, and then we're going to put a teaspoon of garlic powder and a third of salt. All right, and I'm just estimating a third of a teaspoon. And then mix those together. All right, once all of your dry ingredients are mixed together, we're simply going to add a cup of water and mix that together until a dough forms. At some point, you're going to have to get your hands in there and knead it. Once you've got a nice ball dough, you're going to want to flour your counter, some other surface that you can roll this dough out on. Don't worry if it's too sticky. Bake the dough on the counter with the flour. We'll take care of this. And incorporate a little bit more flour into the dough until you get a nice consistency that doesn't stick to your hands. I have also used cornmeal to knead the dough on. You could do that also if you'd like. I'm just using a little bit of all-purpose flour here. Right. Playing with it. Putting a little more flour until it stops sticking to it. Our oven ready to go, and good thing because you can basically have this pizza dough ready to go in the oven in like 5 minutes. Like I said, no heat, no rising. You do this last minute. All right. See, it looks like a nice dough. It's not sticking to my hands anymore. So you can use a rolling pin if you want, but I basically just roll it into a ball and then press it down with my hand. And then I kind of like rotate around and stretch it out. Don't worry too much about the shape initially. And you'll want to, every now and then, just kind of flip it over. Now, I don't know if pressing out a pizza crust is challenging for most people. I grew up being around a lot of pizza. My dad owned pizza stores from when I was a young age, so I of course used to work in the stores. I didn't do a whole lot of pizza making, but I did eat a lot of pizza. This pizza is a heck of a lot better for you than Domino's pizza. So it's a thin crust. You're gonna press it out until it's like a quarter inch thick. Basically as thin as you can press it out without it ripping. Of course, if you rip any little holes in it when you're pressing it out, it's not a big deal. Just kind of, press around it and press it back together. It's pretty well. To get it even bigger. And this is where if I had some more skills, I'd be throwing the pizza in the air and rolling it around, but I don't have those skills. All right, that is beautiful. Right, so you can also roll the outside if you want to. Emphasize the outside of the crust, but I think mine's good to go. This makes about a 14-inch pizza. You can spread it out wide enough. All right, and you'll grab your cookie sheet or pizza stone and gingerly pick it up and place it on the pizza sheet and press it out a little bit more to form a nice circle. Sometimes you kind of have to roll it up and grab it. It's not a big deal. You're going to be able to pull it back. So you kind of got it scrunched up so that it doesn't split. But then I just press it back out again. No big deal. Got a little hole here. I press that back together. Wow, perfect. I made it basically the exact size of this cookie sheet here. And look at that. Pretty perfect. I'm going to go ahead and throw it in the oven for 10 minutes and cut a wrap. And I'm going to keep my eye on it, because when I start seeing a bunch of golden spots on there, then you can pull it out of the oven. It's ready to top at that point. So I've got 3 different ways I'm going to top the pizza today. All right, so now that our garbanzo thin crispy pizza crust is in the oven for 10 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to assume it's done, but I'm going to look at it first. I'll let you know what it looks like. Now, I'm certainly starting to get some brown spots. I'm just going to kind of carefully touch it, make sure it's pretty cooked, not really. And it is. It's good. And you'll want to make sure that you don't overcook it. It's turning to golden right here, not so much on the side, but it is cooked. So I'd say that's ready to go. You'll want to leave your oven running for when you put the pizza with toppings. For our first pizza, which is the pineapple pepper vegan. So I already started to prep my peppers here, and you can use whatever peppers you want. Like I said before, I had jalapeno habanero, but I wouldn't advise it unless you really want something hot. It's super hot. Tasty but hot. I actually found these beautiful red and orange striped bell peppers at the store when I was out. And I love to vary the color that I have in my food. So, so I got these. And I cut them like this. I think they'll look really, really cool. And I cut up these jalapenos. I don't advise that you cut your jalapenos or any other hot pepper without gloves on, but I'm a rebel and I do that. Sometimes I get jalapeno on my knife. I gotta cut some pineapple. And this one looks like it really needs to be eaten. You can see it's kind of it looks a little bad. There's a lot of different ways to cut a pineapple, but easy to just kind of first scrape all the skin off the side. Just like there's many ways to skin a cat, skin a pineapple. What I love about this pizza recipe is that the sweet flavor of the pineapple really complements the spicy pepper very well. Order it again, line it up, and go down and cutting it all the way across. And a nice rocking motion. And there we've got our produce toppings for the vegan pizza. All right, the 2 other ingredients that I like to add to my pineapple pepper vegan pizza are my oil-free pizza sauce recipe, which you can find on my blog. Made this the other day and had some leftovers. And nutritional yeast. This makes for an excellent cheese replacement. All right. As you probably know, you start with pizza sauce. Put a big dollop in the middle. And basically just spread it around. You'll likely need to add more as you go. Since this pizza sauce recipe is both sugar and oil free, you can spread as much of it as you want on there. You want to just like leave a little bit of room on the outside. Top with a little bit of nutritional yeast flakes. The nutritional yeast flakes are going to turn red because the pizza sauce is basically going to saturate the nutritional yeast. So I'll probably add a little bit more when it comes out of the oven. So, right, and here's where you can add your produce. You make sure that you cut your veggies nice and thin. You shouldn't have any problem with them being undercooked in the oven. Right. Jalapeno. Hope I remember to wash my hands handling these. Wouldn't be the first time I scratched my eyes with jalapeno juice on them. And then lastly, I want to throw on, almost lastly, we're going to put a little more nutrition on after this, but second to last, throw your pineapple on there. You know, I know a lot of people are not into pineapple, but don't. Really tasty. I love the contrast and flavor. They contrast, but they also complement each other. All right, one more little layer. All right, I'd say that's pretty good. Stick this in the oven for another 10 minutes in the center rack, and it should be ready to eat. And we're gonna move on to another pizza recipe. How do you top your crispy and crust chicken? Well, I hope all of you love how nutritious and delicious that pizza is. Please let me know how it goes for you in the comments.